My name is Shayna Jones. I'm the Assistant Agricultural Fieldman for the MD of Ranchland. We are located along Highway 22, which is a main tourism corridor. The Chain Lakes Provincial Park itself is a large draw for tourism. People from many different culture groups and many different places come to fish, swim, boat, kayak, birdwatch, see wildlife. One of the unique things about Chain Lakes Park is that when you come to the park, you see cows grazing right near where all of these activities are happening. Cows are just kind of integrated into the landscape in ranchland.
Our cattle, they're raised in a very natural situation from the time they're born until they leave the place. They live as a bovine should. They're not ever condensed and never pressured. If cattle come in and harvest more of the mature and actually previous year's growth, so the thatch, once they're moved off that landscape, those plants will regrow. Now, that new regrowth is much higher in sugars and protein than the original growth, and for your wildlife, that's what they prefer to the more mature, more rank vegetation that the cattle have already harvested. What comes with that is more deer, more moose, the occasional coyote. You will see more wildlife and healthier wildlife, and you will find that your wildlife will always follow your cattle if you're doing a proper system of managing your rangelands.
Grasslands are responsible for storing and absorbing large amounts of carbon. Grazing can reduce fuel sources for fire, and it can reduce brush encroachment, which leads to a greater biodiversity of wildlife and plants.
By grazing the way we do, we don't bring in any foreign feedstocks, which could have invasive weeds and could bring in species that become, not even just weeds, but other grass species that become invasive and compete with our natural grasses and shrubs that are here. Cattle don't damage our natural landscapes here. They're part of it. By doing this, we keep this environment, this landscape as pristine as possible for both our purposes, wildlife purposes, and for the visitor to enjoy.
If you're looking for the truest representation of wildlife in the wilderness, you can't beat what we have here at Chain Lakes Provincial Park.